the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Welcome, folks, to Fifth Street Sports here in Las Vegas. Beautiful Tuesday afternoon. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. My name's Frank Perez. We got the bases loaded today. We got my co-host, Oklahoma Brian, Joey Cassano, and Mr. August Pritzlaff in the house. We got a great show today. We're going to go from A to Z. We're going to recap a little bit of live betting, some of our plays from last night. Brian's got some great stuff. Joey's got good stuff. Augie's in the house. How you guys doing out there?
Doing okay. How are you doing?
Good, doing okay too. Joey, what's happening, brother?
Well, this is kind of my off season. The last bet of the year was, like I said, was Virginia in the over on a parlay, and I usually again for my subscribers, we do no baseball, no NBA postseason, maybe a little NBA postseason, but very little. When I was booking ball games and I worked at this bookie joint, all the winners disappear during the summertime, or the sharp players, let's put it that way. So that, to me, just over the years, I noticed, all these winners, all these guys that are taking my money, they decide to leave once the spring and summer months get back on. So when my whole point of view is I need an off season. I don't want to bet every single day. You get burnt out that way, and you end up losing money that way. And like I said, I knew I was going to be on the show, so I went ahead and got some raw data for you guys, and I'm guessing around 190, 112, and that's from the beginning of September to Virginia, Texas Tech.
You got it, Joey. When we come back, we're going to touch on those things. But real quickly, Brian, doesn't that seems a little counterintuitive to us, Joey, because we always show up in the summer to make the money. Brian, that's where you like your WNBA. We like all these weird and wacky sports where we find off lines. I think it's tough to beat that football.
See,
I think you can win either way.
There it is. Hey, guys, when we come back, we got a great show. We'll touch on all that. We got August going to tell us another couple of stories, how we can make some dough. We'll be right back, guys. We got to take a timeout. Fifth Street Sports back after this.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Taming the briar patch, mowing the lawn, trimming the Yeti. Whatever you call it, it's about time we talked about manscaping. Guys, you manscape, right? You know, keep things trimmed and fresh below the waist. 9 out of 10 women of all ages prefer their guy manscaped. But you got to have the right tools for the jewels, or you'll look like you used a machete. Pop over to manscaped.com and check out their perfect package. No, not that perfect package. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0 that was a smash hit on Shark Tank. It features the lawnmower, a precision trimmer engineered for below-the-waist grooming. Its skin-safe technology means no more accidental nicks and burns. Check out the lawnmower and the amazing grooming and hygiene products that come with your perfect package. What's that saying? Oh yeah, trim the shrubs and the tree stands taller. Get 20% off plus free shipping today. Visit manscaped.com and use promo code USA. Again, use promo code USA at manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com.
All right, folks. Fifth Street Sports, Las Vegas, Nevada, Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, iHeartRadio, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, also on American Forces Network. We got August Pritzlaff in the house, Joey Cassano, and my co-host, Oklahoma Brian. Brian, I just read, I'm dying to ask you this thing. What's the new thing with this NCAA transfer stuff?
Well, yeah, that there was a lot of anticipation that the NCAA was going to change the rules regarding graduate transfers. Currently, if you're a NCAA player and you transfer, you have to sit out a year unless there's a special circumstance. So, or if you're going down to a lower level of NCAA sport. But the exception is if you graduate and you want to move on and pursue a graduate degree at another school, you can go right in without any wait, which has been kind of a cool thing if you think about it. I mean, the last 2 Heisman trophies were awarded to players I believe that did exactly that. And this Texas Tech team that made a big run in the NCAA tournament, yeah, it was essentially it was a lot of graduate students that Chris Beard put together. So there was a little bit of pushback from some other schools saying that we're creating a system that's maybe unfair to mid-majors. It's basically free agency, in college sports. And the proposed rule would have been, if you take a graduate transfer, you have to block off that scholarship for 2 years, even if that guy is only going to stick around for a year. So, for example, think of Kyler Murray last year going into Oklahoma. Actually, he was there the year before. That wouldn't be a good example, but think of think of any particular player. He comes to a school. Let's say he's just there for 1 year, and he exhausts his eligibility. That scholarship would remain tied up for 2 years unless he finished his graduate degree, and then it would open up. But I guess that's the other part of this rule, was that schools were essentially enticing kids to come in and start these graduate degrees that they could never finish, because you can't. I mean, for all practical purposes, you can't finish a graduate degree in 1 year, especially if you're playing competitive sports. So.
Right.
But the vote failed, and we continue with business as usual.
Wow. You guys got any? What's your thoughts on it, Joey? You got any thoughts, or Augie on that?
Yeah, I have one thought. Are they going to limit ever the number of graduate transfers? Because you just said Chris Beard loaded up the Tech team, if he had 4 or 5 of them, I can see Krzyzewski loading Duke up with graduate transfers if he needed to. Of course, he gets every freshman in the country, so he probably doesn't need any of them.
He gets that's exactly right. There's both of them are potentially winning formulas, but yeah, Coach K, he spends his money on the freshmen, and
hey,
that
wait,
works.
You can't say spend the money in the NCAA. Stop that.
Spend the money. Wait a second.
Whoa.
And now, Joey, are you on board? Because Brian thinks that these college players are really pros. Do you think these guys are really getting money?
Yeah, absolutely, and the families too, for sure. Especially like Zion Williamson, somebody like that. Yeah, there's some money being slipped under the table all day long, probably every major, from UCLA to Alabama to Georgia to Duke. Certainly, we all four know that what dictates this world is the green dollar, and unfortunately, after that, he's going to be done with Duke. It's going to be such business, after that. But when it comes to betting on numbers and stuff, I mean, betting on college hoops, it's all a science to me, brother. Like players, I couldn't name but one player probably for Duke. For NCAA basketball the entire season besides Zion Williamson and the kid from Seton Hall that was real. I play the numbers when it comes to basketball, not the players. Football, I'm playing the players.
Wow. So Brian, I guess you're right. I thought you were jaded, saying that these innocent college kids that are striving for the American dream in America were actually just playing their heart out for free, but I guess they're getting paid.
I think there's some that play for free, but I think that every coach, it's not, it's within the realm of possibility that every coach in the country would pay for the right player. It doesn't mean that every player is getting paid. Even UNLV, Frank, they've been known to pay.
I think. Hey, come on, Augie was here during our Shark years, with Tarkanian. Augie, he was like Snow White, wasn't he? He didn't do nothing but bite on the towel, right?
No, back in the day when Shark was coaching, they were smart enough to have somebody else pay the players. The coach didn't have to get his hands dirty. That's why I was really surprised that the LSU coach got caught being taped saying what he said. Usually the coach never had to say a word so they could stay lily white.
So strong-ass offer. Well, speaking of UNLV, Tarkanian had one of my favorite quotes of all time. They asked him, why do you like junior college transfers so much? And you know what the answer was?
Why do you
because
like
the
junior?
car?
What?
Yeah, the reason he said was because the car is already paid for.
Come on,
I love
man.
that. I love that.
I mean, you can't trash Tark, man. I mean, my sister's dog is named Tark. There's half the dogs in the city are named Tarkanian or Tark.
I love it.
I mean, this guy was, he was our big coach here. Hey, but you know what? Another thing. Speaking of college sports, so now, Joey, with what Brian just mentioned, does that affect your, your early handicapping into players where they're not going to go, where they're going to go?
Not in the hoops. In the NFL, in football, what I generally look for is I want to look for the defensive line. If I have in college, especially if I have a senior heavy defensive line and I want a senior quarterback that had a previous good year coming into his senior year. You got a brand new quarterback. I'll give you a recipe for an under that I've always used. You got a brand new quarterback. It's his first game on the road, like an SEC environment or a Big Ten environment. More than likely, that game's going to go under. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example of one of those type of situations that I had this year. You probably can't remember the game off the top of your head, but it was Mississippi State and Kansas State playing at Kansas State. Mississippi State had the excellent senior NFL defense. Their quarterback's kind of he's not a pocket passer. Kansas State had the best defensive line in the Pac-12. In the Big 12, that doesn't say much, but it's a recipe for an under for me. And that's what I look for in football. Now, basketball is a total different science. Like I said, I don't know the players. I don't look at that kind of stuff. I'm looking at spreads. I'm looking at line movement. I'm looking at public perception on several different, websites that tell me, and I just go from there when it comes to college hoops.
Wow. Well, Brian, I mean, you get to the nitty gritty. So a combination of all you guys is how to make a good cake. So that's the recipe.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we all got a different recipe for sure. We all got different ways that we've came about doing this and had different stories and
Joey, like when I was looking you up. Okay, so last year you went up 190 and 112 comes out to that's a lot of good volume plays too. That's 63.33%. That's nothing to laugh about. You had a pretty decent year,
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, I definitely had a bad stretch during the end of November. That was I mean, I can knock off the first 12 weeks record like that. I mean, I remember it that well. But the last 2 weeks, I went 3-4, and then I went 3-5, and then I had a rough stretch at the beginning in hoops. Had an excellent December. You came into the mix around February. January was probably around 50%, but March was definitely over. March was around 33 and 21, and then I finished the year. Like I said, I sent you as many as I could. You saw that Sunday 10-0 run, where we went 4 Sundays in a row.
So did I.
Remember?
I mean, and you know, at the same time with Brian and Rick, we lit it up. Hey, but Brian, when I come back, I got and Joey, I got to ask both you guys an opinion and of course Augie, guys. But we got to get ready for a break here. It's about 5 seconds away. So while we get ready for this break, it's Joey Cassano, my co-host Oklahoma Brian, and August Pritzlaff. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
All right, folks, Fifth Street Sports, we're back. Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Brian, during the break and all in the morning, because, Augie's on my couch again, he has been wanting to, and it's his birthday today, by the way, Augie. It's his birthday. It's my son's birthday.
Augie.
But I told him, for his birthday present, I said, what do you want, Augie, besides the breakfast, lunch, and dinner I've taken you to the last day and a half? He said, I want to talk to Brian for 5 minutes about in-game betting. So there you go, Bob. Augie, happy birthday. You got Brian and Joey. Go for it.
Yeah, yesterday Rick actually agreed with me. I was so happy that somebody actually agreed with me on some informational stuff that I thought maybe I'd see if I could pick your brain for maybe one of the 4 sports where you like to in-game bet. We pretty much talked about baseball, where in-game betting, where he liked picking starting pitchers, starting lineups, and I preferred seeing what relief pitchers were used up and maybe getting totals that way. The basketball, we both agreed on if you can, try and middle it, get your home favorite minus a low number and the dog plus a big number when one of the big runs happens. The football was, he liked sides, I liked totals. I'm always trying to middle totals. It's one of my passions. And then the hockey yesterday, they only give you 2 chances to bet in-game after the first intermission and the second intermission. I like betting a low number over after the first intermission, and I like betting high number under at the second intermission because I've noticed they always challenge games to have 3 goals in the third period. You're almost always betting less than 3 goals or more than 3 goals. A high-scoring game, I'll go over. A low-scoring game, I'll presume they're going to play real tough defense like the Stars and the Nashville Predators did yesterday. So that's what Rick and I hammered out. You got any preferences?
Yeah, I got some I got something else to add to that. By the way, happy birthday. I had no idea.
Thank you. Frank's son
congratulations.
Brendan, his 20th. We've shared the same birthday for as long as his son has been alive. I came first. I'm
Nice.
on Social Security now. Today is my Social Security birthday.
Yeah.
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 Congratulations.
He gets $50 a month from 11 different bookmakers in Chicago.
It's by the way, it's also Timothy McVeigh's birthday today.
Yeah.
Who's
No way.
Ooh.
No way.
That's Oklahoma
Yeah.
City. Timothy McVeigh, the boss.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Right.
Professional.
Brian should be on Jeopardy. If Brian was on Jeopardy, this guy would be out already. All right, so
Okay,
Brian, go for it.
Yeah. Here's a sport that I like. This is kind of a offshoot of live betting, but it really is live betting. I really like you pretty much only see this in the majors in golf. When you will, in particular, the British Open is the best spot for this. When you see over-unders on every player in the field, the British Open's kind of it's a real one-off event in golf because the scoring can be, lights out. You can have guys shooting, in the low 60s if the conditions are right, and you can have guys shooting in the high 70s. And really, it's weather is the real predictive variable. And of course, the course, the upkeep of the course and how they've set it up too. But I really like in the British Open, if you have an advantage if you're on the West Coast. If you can stay up late enough to watch the first few guys tee off, and hopefully you've got a book that just leaves those lines up all night, so they're essentially going off the board, at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. A lot of bookmakers will leave those up because they want the action. They figure, maybe it's a little bit of an edge to the player, but it's worth it. I love those scenarios. So I think that's that's kind of a form of live betting that's been really good to me over the years.
Wow. Joey, I mean, now, do you do any? I know you give out all your selections before the games, and you do all your work. Do you yourself engage in any live betting?
Very seldom. But like there was 2 years ago, or it was last year. Every now and then, like if I'm actually watching the game, and I'll do a second half bet, like Wage has actually contacted me and said that he shared it with you guys. I sent him a text, and it wasn't. I guess you could consider it a live bet, but it was a second half bet. And Northwestern was beating the brakes off Sparty, and I said, "Look, you need to go take Sparty money line. They were like plus 700, and sure enough, they came back and won, and that actually jump fired a nice little 9-1 start. But I'm more old school. I'm more, I like to bet the side. About 3-4 games a 5 games a Saturday, same amount on each game, and just hope that I win more than I lose.
Wow, that's strange because we're the old-fashioned guys with the meat and potatoes. You're the new guys. You're the new millennials. I thought you guys would be razzle-dazzle in-game. Boy, Brian, can you imagine? They're still old-school guys like us, buddy, even though we've flipped.
Look, there's a lot of tools in the tool chest of this industry, a lot of ways to make money. So, yeah, I mean, I think that you can be a guy that doesn't live bet. You can be a guy that really focuses on it. Here, I'll throw out another one. I don't know if this is one that Rick mentioned, but probably not. Baseball game with a big favorite, okay? And all of a sudden, let's say the game starts, okay, but we go into a rain delay. You see that the rain is going to be going for a while. It's a really good chance if that pitcher, did a full, 40, 50 pitch warm up before the game to get loose, and he's already thrown, say, an inning of baseball. If that guy's not going to come back, at least he's not going to come back with the same effectiveness that he was perceived to before the game. So there's a chance to get really good prices on dogs on games that go into a rain delay early in the game. So that's another one that I think is it's just kind of a little edge.
That theory.
It reminds me, I'll tell you a guy who doesn't know about that theory is a college coach named Mike Martin. That's the coach of Florida State. In fact, I think this is going to be his last year coming up, but I think it was about a year or two ago. He had his best pitcher. Guy had thrown like 110 or 120 pitches, and they went into a long rain delay, like a hour and a half rain delay, and
right.
they had like a 3 or 4 run lead, I think, and they brought the kid back in after the rain delay, and he just got hammered.
You're kidding.
That's kind of the that would be the worst case scenario. Worst thing you could ever do as a manager, and he did it. But most managers aren't going to make a mistake like that.
I'm kind of glad that you guys are sharing all this info with Augie, because I mean he's very educated on it now. But Augie, what was the thing? I got a quote from the stage at Five Dimes when he's visited Costa Rica, and he knows one of the owners of Five Dimes for a long time, so he's been on the stage a lot. One of the times when I was there, they told me that they more or less threw you off the stage because you recommended to the owner of Five Dimes that the best way. Now check this out, guys. Here's Augie talking to the owner of Five Dimes on the stage, and he tells him the best way to get action in the second half is to make the line a half a point or a point off. This way, everybody will bet that side. Is that what you came up with?
I came up with it because a field goal is still a field goal.
Needless to say,
yeah, there he goes. Doesn't let me finish.
Needless to say, it was exit stage. So he's telling Tony how to run second half lines, and needless to say, it was exit stage left.
Yeah. Well, one of the things
you bring up a great point though. There's actually a really smart angle behind that. I'll tell you about it in a second.
Go ahead. What I was going to say was that the main problem I have with these second half bets, and Joey's probably seen it a lot, a team will be winning the game by 7 points, and you get the line in the second half is the favorite that's behind is -6. Well, that -6 is a bogus number. -6 is a push. -7 is a tie. The game's not ever going to stop on a tie, so they're really asking you to bet -8 points. They got to know what they're doing. They have to know what they're forcing you to play there.
You explained exactly what I was going to say. I was actually going to say 6.5, 7.5. It's the same thing because essentially there's no ties in football. I mean, about every I guess that's changed a little bit with the overtime rules have changed, but yeah, you make a good point. And as a gambler, how many of us have fallen for this? It's the stupidest mistake, and I make this mistake every year, where I see a game starting to move. I realize it's the right side. I see some good accounts hitting it. I think, man, I'm going to hit this. Maybe I'll middle it. All of a sudden I realize I've just fallen for that trap. I've just laid 6.5 on a game that's a 7-point margin at halftime. And Frank, you ever find yourself in that?
Yeah. It looks so exciting because you didn't actually get a clear halftime score, and you're drawing dead to a number that can't land.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I noticed something. When usually in college hoops, if I'm betting the dog, I don't want to be ahead at the half. I want to be down by maybe just less than 7 or 5. Now, if I'm betting a favorite, I still don't want to be covered at half. I want to be maybe only winning by 1 or 2, or maybe even down by 1 or 2. Because it just seems like for the most part, not every single time, the team that outscores the team in the first half usually outscores the team in the second half.
Oh,
and that's probably about a 52-48, 53-47
hey,
margin.
Joey, hold that thought. We gotta take a break. When we come back, Joey's gonna finish that up, and we got talk you can bet on back after this break.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Lumber Liquidators Flooring Company has you covered with the hottest styles for any room. Get 15 to 25% off our best-selling floors, like Rose Canyon Pine Waterproof Vinyl and Wide Plank Willow Manor Oak Hardwood. Get started today with special financing, and we can arrange the installation for you. See the flooring experts at your local Lumber Liquidators today. Lumber Liquidators, beautiful floors for less.
All right, guys, we are back. Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, iHeartRadio, American Forces, streaming live Facebook and YouTube. We got Oklahoma Brian, Joey Cassano, August Pritzlaff on his birthday here in the house. And like I asked Augie, what's, he wants to buy a shirt for his birthday. And he says, the only color I don't have is navy brown. I said, okay, you and Yogi Berra. Remember Yogi Berra used to say, the only color I don't have is navy brown. But Augie's the same kind of guy that always says, nobody ever goes to that place. It's too crowded, but, anyways, guys,
Man.
so Joey, you were finishing up there's certain spots you don't like to be in by halftime when you're making certain.
Right. Like, let's say I'm the dog. Let's say I'm a 3-point dog and I'm winning by 9. Oh, I'm not feeling comfortable. I know that sounds kind of like, what? You thought you want to be winning the entire game, but I prefer, me personally, to be losing at halftime. Not by like 25, but less than 10. And then if I'm the dog, now if I'm the favorite and I'm laying about 6, 7, 8, 9 points, I only want to be winning maybe by 1 or 2, and maybe even tied at halftime. I've noticed throughout my career, if I take a favorite and they dominate the first half by like 30, they usually don't cover. They just let up in the second half, and the other team gets the backdoor cover. And kind of vice versa with my dog. If my dog comes in and they're usually an away dog, they come in on the other team's home court and embarrass them in the first half, they usually get kind of outmatched in the second half, is what I've just seen throughout the years,
Wow,
But I bet the numbers, man. I don't know nothing about nothing. Like, man, I had one night one of my customers, he said, Tulane's 4-20. Why are we betting Tulane? I said, dude, don't worry. Bet Tulane. And they covered. It was against South Florida. They didn't win, but they covered. And I was like, just don't worry about asking questions.
Yeah.
Just, I bet the numbers. I don't bet the teams in basketball.
But, that's
if that makes sense.
Well, see, I don't get it. I want to be winning by as many as I can, whether I have the dog or the favorite. I want to be winning by 40. Or I don't ever want to be losing.
Well, 40's different. 40's a lot different. But I've just noticed that, like, when I'm usually, like, if the dog is up 7, 8, 9 in the first half, especially if it's the away dog, oh, man, I've just seen it, like, especially this year, it just seems like they just kind of just disintegrate, man.
But Joey, that goes totally counterintuitive of what Brian's theory is. Brian, which your theory is whatever happens in the first half, usually that trend, whether it's over, under, or side or favorite, usually continues, right?
Especially in the early beginning games, the early games of college basketball and college football, especially. I love I love betting on the same outcome in the second half.
Joey, but it's so tempting because you see, like, Ohio State's a 14.5-point favorite. Now they're losing by 6 at the half. And Ohio State comes out -7, second half. Boy, the natural thing is like, wow, I'm going to take Ohio State now because it's only like -1. And I followed Brian's thing the first 4 weeks of the year, and it was such a high percentage. Like, if it was going under in the first half, it stayed going under in the second half.
Okay.
But it's so counterintuitive. Like, everybody thinks, oh no, the total was 58 and it's 10-3 at the half. I'm going to bet over 24.5. It's kept going under, baby.
Well, see, the thing is now, football.
Early on.
Football and basketball. Basketball to me, my bad too, Brian. Basketball is a science when I'm picking my picks. Football to me is more of an art. You know what I'm saying? Because basketball, we're betting almost every other day. 5 days out of the week, and you have to do it by the numbers for my system to work. Like I said, I don't know who plays for Tulane. Who goes to basketball to play for Tulane? I mean, who goes to Tulane to play basketball? Nobody. You know what I mean? But that night they covered. You know what I mean? And but football, like I said, I look for the quarterback. Quarterback's everything. O-line's everything. I look for senior-heavy teams, and I look for like Northwestern was my first pick. Senior quarterback on the road getting points. That's what I look for in football and in pro.
And you did great. I mean, like Brian says, we got a lot of ways to skin these cats here in the sports betting thing,
Speaking of which, I
can't
wanted
wait
to
for
ask
football.
Brian one more thing. The thing
It's his birthday. He's got one more for you, Brian.
Well, no, I said this to Rick yesterday, and I don't know if you've noticed it. In-game betting, it's so hard for me not to bet a team where the bet I'm placing is winning when I place the bet. I'll give you the perfect example. Yesterday, Utah was ahead of the Rockets by 8, 7, 6. The in-game betting, I bet Utah -4, -3, and -2. I was literally betting while I was winning my bet. I think that's so strong that, what's your opinion?
All right. So my opinion, a lot of times with live betting is when in doubt, it should feel wrong when you bet it because.
Oh yeah, you did say zigzag.
Yeah, I really think. Yeah, I think you need to resist the temptation. Like, I think that a big mistake that recreational bettors make with live betting is they overvalue momentum, and that's the. I think if you could resist that temptation, there are circumstances where the momentum is overwhelming, and maybe you see that a team is quit, but for the most part, I think you want to resist that temptation of kind of jumping on the momentum side.
Brian, Brian, that's so right. I remember when I was doing a lot of live betting, especially at World Sports Exchange, there were times where I actually said, I don't think I can do this anymore. I would have a team, let's say when the Dodgers were playing really, really good, and I would have the Braves. So the Braves are up 2-0, and I see in-game wagering. Oh my gosh, look at this! I'm going to be able to get the Dodgers +1 or 1.5 or like +220. It's only the third inning, and I would see the line, the Dodgers -1, -120. I go, how is that possible? They're losing 2-0. I'm supposed to be able to buy back +1 plus lines that wouldn't make any sense at all. And so I would say, well, I'm going to double down on the Braves. This is a bad line, and then. I swear 15 minutes later it was 5-2 Dodgers. I used to call my friend up in Maryland, Brian Suffin, and said, Brian, I think I got a 15-minute delay feed. I got a 15-minute delay feed. I mean, how can they trick me into these kind of things? I'm leading 2-0, and they want me, and if you take the Dodgers, they want you to lay one and $1.20. It's like I'm on a 15-minute, and sure enough, every single time the other team, I go, I can't get myself to lay -1 on the Dodgers when I'm down 2-0 and $1.20. And Brian, they would put up a 5 spot and say, I got to check my satellite. I mean, these people got a 15-minute feed on me. Wouldn't you ever feel like that?
Yeah, totally. Speaking of which, that was one of the. I think technology's kind of made this obsolete, but back in the old days. And World Sports Exchange was probably the biggest victim of this. You could, by having a more current TV feed, right, you could absolutely slaughter those guys on live betting. And eventually they'd figure it out, flag your account and tell you. But, they were essentially trying to run this from Antigua with a satellite television feed. And if you had like the local over-the-air feed, you would crush them. You were 5-6 seconds ahead of them.
Remember when I told you guys about the fight with Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson? Joey, I listened to the entire fight on a shortwave radio broadcast from Japan. Buster Douglas knocks out Mike Tyson. I walk into my local poker game, and they're putting the TV on, and it's the first round. I bet everybody took Buster Douglas at 12-1 and cleaned up. But the fight was over, and they were just starting the feed on the TV at the poker game.
Oh, that was way before the internet. Now you're talking about 80.
Oh yeah.
Those days are over.
Yeah,
baby.
I was in first grade when that happened. I remember that. Maybe even kindergarten.
Yeah, that ain't happening no more. Hey, you guys, but this is talk you can bet on, so we got to give the listeners and the folks something they can make some dough on.
Before we get there to the talk you can bet on segment, we've got a couple messages actually to get through. Not a lot, so it'll be pretty quick, guys. So as always, we stream live YouTube, Facebook, youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports, Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. So today we've got a couple messages in. Our first one here comes in from Billy Donlin through our YouTube live chat. Billy asks, what do you guys think about the theory of Game 7 hockey unders? The next message that comes in is from Daniel Wages, and he says, I want to know where Cassano, Brian, and Frank think great young talent comes from. I know Augie loves Caracas, Venezuela. And then the last one is from Augie, or is from Daniel Wages. He says, "Happy birthday, Augie."
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you, Daniel. Hey, you guys, before we get to the things, if you guys got a good take on hockey Game 7 theories under, go for it.
I've heard it before. I don't disagree with it. Yeah, I don't know how well it's done recently. I think it hasn't done well in the last years, but historically speaking, unders have crushed it, I believe, in Game 7.
Boy, and if it's going to work, I mean, this Sharks and Knights game went into double overtime 2-1, so the total's 6. You would think, man, this looks like a great under. But I watched this game, you guys. The Knights outshot these guys 58-20 something, and just dominated them. I don't know how these guys stopped so many shots, so be careful. I mean, it went 2-1 because there was like tons of miracle saves. So,
well, just to follow a theme, they're going to be a great way to watch it. Watch the first period, first intermission, bet the game to go over a low number, and if they score a goal or two in the middle period, then you're going to get a higher number to bet under at the second intermission. That worked with Washington yesterday. We'll see if it works today with the Knights and the Sharks.
You guys, we got 2.5 minutes left in this segment. We got to give them something. Joey, go first. What do you like tonight for the listeners?
Man, the only one I'd give out tonight, Frank, and I'd say, like I said, I'm not a big NBA guy, but I'd take San Antonio plus 5.5 at Denver.
Brian, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Portland in the late game, laying 4 against Oklahoma City.
Wow, my gosh, I didn't want to say this because I mean, we're not once in a while we we missed a putt, but brother, I would say about 5 or 6 days ago I have documentation of you saying Oklahoma was gonna sweep these guys. Now you have flip-flop.
Yeah, and Brian,
I did.
Brian, man. You said go all in on Tampa, man. All my fans around here, they're crying, man. The Lightning fans are gone.
Crying. I got guys sharing Uber rides out to Hoover Dam because of that. but no. So Brian, you like Portland, you like San Antonio. Great pick. What do you like, Augie?
I like going against two pitchers today in baseball. Ivan Nova for my beloved White Sox has pitched absolutely horrible, and he's a favorite on the road. So I, believe it or not, I'm going to go with the Orioles plus $1.20, plus $1.25, and assume that he still hasn't got it figured out. And something else that I wish I had Brian's input on. The Tampa Bay is going to use the pitching by committee against Homer Bailey, and Homer Bailey's horrible, so I'm going to go with Tampa Bay against Homer Bailey.
That's a good.
I love the pitching by committee. That's one of my favorite things. I wish more teams would do it.
Really? Okay. Well, I mean, I kind of like Brian, and then this is off a take of yours. Oh, we got just a few seconds, but Miley's going for Houston, so I like the game over 9.5. Because the other pitcher for Minnesota is not too hot either. Guys, when we come back, we'll finish up Talk You Can Bet On. We got to take a break. I got Andrew signaling me off. Back after this.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Guys, we're back. 5th Street Sports. A short segment. Talk you can bet on. We're gonna let me wrap it up a little bit. We have Joey Cassano's in on the Spurs plus 5.5. Brian likes Portland -4. Augie likes the pitching by committee against Homer Bailey, Tampa Bay. I don't like that one. I kind of like Bailey, believe it or not. I'll get in $1.70 something against Kansas City. Guys, I like over in Houston, Minnesota. Also like Milwaukee against the Cardinals. I've been back in baseball. I've been doing really good, guys. I'm grinding it back. And Elfin for the Phillies plus 119 at the Mets. You guys got anything else that came to mind here we can make some dough on?
Anybody talk to Rick?
I did, actually. Let's see if I have anything from him.
I just don't see Popovich letting the Spurs play 2 bad games in a row. I
you
know
know,
they got an undervalued team, and I like that number at 5.5. That's a good underdogs number, and I just like the coach, and I like the number.
I like that play, Joey. I like, you pointed that out and almost got away from me. That looks really good. Brian, I also like your play, too. I think this Portland has shown they can handle Oklahoma pretty easily.
Easily.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't have anything else in the other baseball. Sorry.
From Rick? Nothing else from Rick, boy. Augie, so why don't you like this Bailey? He's getting $170 something against Stanek from Tampa Bay. Who's that?
Well, all I know is I watched Straley and Bailey manufacture the worst combined record in the history of road pitching for the Cincinnati Reds for 3 years. So, of course, Bailey went into New York and beat the Yankees the other day 6-1. I'm gonna dare him to do it a second time.
Hey, speaking of that, speaking of committee, is there any record or any achievement so diluted than when there's like combined no-hitter? Like a combined no-hitter. That doesn't even seem like anything, right?
I think we're going to see a lot more of them in the years to come.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. Nobody completes game. Joey, thank you very much, guys. Brian, I appreciate it. Thank you. Augie, happy birthday. Thank you. 5th Street Sports, we appreciate you, and thank you. See you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.